Hey everybody, welcome back to Champ and Sons and our NCAA 14 series where we are the offensive coordinator for the Tennessee Volunteers. And we have got our first snow game of the series today as we are trying to bounce back off some tough games to Alabama and Georgia, both resulting in losses, 2 over the last 4. So we're kind of hitting a little lull at this point. Now, we've done well enough this season that we're still number 13. But we are coming here into Missouri in the snow, so the elements are going to play a role. And this is not something that's just going to come super easy for us. They are a top 25 team as well. And this is a big-time game. We really need to play well in this one and come out with a strong win and basically to make a statement. Let the country know that even though we've lost those last couple games, we're not done yet. We've got a lot of fight left in us. So here we are, number 13 Tennessee taking on the number 17 Tigers out of Missouri at Farrow Field. I'm assuming it's pronounced Farrow. That could be Farrow Field. I don't know. Either way, let's get into this thing as we are now on our first possession here of the ball game with 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. We hand it off to Hammond, who's had a pretty ball season so far. And you can tell he's at 671 rushing yards and 8 TDs. We have used him quite a bit, though. He's already got over 100 rushes on the season as combined, and that one is just one more, and it gets him 5 additional yards and brings up a 2nd and 5. So now Green from the shotgun scans over the field and finds Corey Lee. He's going to make some good space and get about 10 yards on that reception, and that will get us down to about the Tennessee 42-yard line, still approaching that halfway point of the field, trying to get on the other side. If we can get out to a good lead, a good start, that will be big for us in this game. On the very next play, we get it out to Shane Swain for 13 yards on the slant pattern as he picks up another first down for us. And we are now on the Missouri side of the field at the 45-yard line. And we are continuing this drive as we are also working the clock as we get down to about 6.5 minutes left. Now on the handoff to Hammond, we try to cut it back. There just wasn't any space. You got to remember, this is Missouri team is number 17 in the country. They got some talent. And I need to be careful with it. Can't get too cocky about it and just play smart, safe football. So now on 2nd and 9, we run the option, and this time we hand it to Hammond, who's going to bounce off a tackler and get 9 yards on that one. And we're going to pick up another first down, getting us even deeper about the 35-yard line of Missouri as we are continuing this drive, just wearing that clock out. So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Green's going to be in the pistol formation. We get the snap. Missouri brings a blitz, but we're going to find Shane Swain open over the middle. He's going to get about 13 yards on that one. A big-time pass and catch as that connection between Green and Swain is becoming it's a lethal combination, these two fellers are. So 1st and 10. About the 22-yard line. We're going to run the option keeper, and Paul Green's got it. He's going to lower his shoulder and kind of give the best to that safety. Man, that was a brutal hit, but got to give our quarterback credit on that one. Looking like I hate to say it, but a different type of Tim Tebow type of player, you know what I mean? So now after that big run by Green, 1st and 10, we're going in the shotgun formation, 2 running backs. Run a little bit of play action. We're going to fire it over, and that's going to be intercepted. That has been a problem with us. They break a tackle, but finally go down. That is something we have struggled with all season. Granted, that one was on me. I thought he was going to cut inside. He followed our receiver back coming to the outside again. Now, our defense would hold up and do their end of the bargain, prevent Missouri from scoring. So now we are with the ball again, but this time in the second quarter, just at the beginning of it. Green rolling to the right, and he's going to keep it as he does fumble it, but he was out of bounds after about 8 yards, so not too big of a deal on that one. Now, this game is still tied 0-0, and that's kind of what you'd expect out of a 13-17 matchup in the snow. The elements are definitely playing their role. on the 2nd and 2, we're going to hand it off to Anthony Gray, who's our backup running back. But he becomes pretty effective when we get him in the game. It's kind of a shocker for the defense to give him the ball, but he always comes through for us pretty much for the most part. Picking up a first down there. So now on 1st and 10, Missouri brings the blitz, and they're going to bring Paul Green down for the sack on that one. We just couldn't read the field and get a pass off in time. They just came too quick. There's nothing I can say about that. So 2nd and 20 is where we are. 7.5 to go in the second quarter. Green from the shotgun, running a little bit of option, handing it off to Hammond, who's got some space coming on the left side there and picks up about 8 yards, giving us not even close to a 3rd and manageable, but a 3rd and 12. So it's one of those, it is what it is, I'll take it type of situations. It's definitely better than 3rd and 20. So now 3rd and 12, Green's going to be in the shotgun. 2 receivers off to his right side, 1 to his left with a tight end in the slot. And we're going to dump it off to Hammond, and he's just going to drop it. He said, nope, I don't want this thing. Get it away from me. So we did punt it, and Missouri was able to get a touchdown. So now we are having to try to finish off this first half and tie this game. Paul Green with the option keeper, as that has become, one of our primary – the option's always been a primary part of our offense. But Paul Green is really showing his chops as a rusher. I wish he kind of showed him more as an accurate passer, but hey, it is, once again, it is what it is. I'll take what I can get. So 2nd and inches, Green from the shotgun fires it out to Ross Lundy. He's going to make a man miss, and he's finally going to be brought down after a gain of about 7-8 yards, but obviously enough since we only had inches to go. So 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Green is only 8 for 12 on the day for about 70-something yards and with 1 interception. Not the best night for him. But in the snow, what do you expect as that one goes horrifically inaccurate. And that's, that kind of leads to the interceptions, the inaccurate passing. I've brought in our backup in previous games. I don't know if I want to bring him in at this stage of the season. We're having a good year. We are number 13 in the country, but it's one of those things. I have to keep it in the back of my mind, right? I have to keep that in the back of my mind, is possibly benching Paul Green. So now 3rd down, a 3rd and 9, as this first half is getting close to ending with about 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. Green's going to get the snap, scans over the field, fires one up. It's going to be dropped. Oh, my goodness. I can't blame Green on that one. He laid it up for the man. The dude just dropped it. Now we do have a 4th and 9 from the 40. It's a little too close to punt. We got 1.5 minutes, so yes, we are going to go for it. Big time, 4th down, 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Green gets the snap, scans over the field, fires it. He's got a man open. That's Sean Thomas, 27 yards down the right sideline, as that's going to give us a brand new set and big time play all the way down, as we are almost in a goal-to-go situation at about the 11-yard line here. 1st and 10. As this clock is ticking away, Paul Green drops back, fires it over to Shane Swain, who's going to come down with a 10-yard reception, bringing up a 2nd and inches from about the 3-yard line here, as we are trying to make this comeback and put some pressure on Missouri. So 2nd and inches, Green in the shotgun, 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Scans the field. He fires it over, and that's going to be dropped wide open in the end zone. That's been about the 4th or 5th drop today. You've got to be kidding me. We've got to do better than that. So 3rd and inches. We're going to go 5 wide, and we're going to haul it up the middle. Mr. Paul Green, the Tim Tebow 2.0 is what I like to call him, as he gets a touchdown, as this game is now tied up. And that was big for us going into that halftime. So here we are now in the 3rd quarter, about 4.5 minutes to go. Paul Green, with the big-time run, bowls a man over, as we are starting to put the pressure on. Our possession, our rushing game, our physicality is just, man, it is starting to do some damage on these option plays. They don't know who to go for. If Green keeps it, he's a beast to bring down, and those safeties do not have an easy time of it. If we give it out to Hammond, he's just a monster as a tailback. So It's one of those, it is what it is. On the very next play, we're going to throw it out to Hammond. I hit the wrong button on that one. I had Anthony Gray coming open over the slant with the blitz that Missouri was bringing, so my mistake on that one. So now 2nd and 14 at this point, as Green is going to be in the shotgun. We got 4 wide this time. And we're going to go ahead and get that ball handed off to Hammond. He's got a big hole, cuts it in. He's going to be free at the 5. Touchdown, Tennessee, as we take the lead. The Tennessee Volunteers. Big time run by Brandon Hammond off the left side. Cut it in. And that was just all the space we needed to make the finishing touches on this drive. So we would go up 14-7. But after a touchdown by Missouri and a turnover on the kickoff, Missouri would obviously take the lead, as you see them now 17-14. But we are not quite yet done in this one. There's still 4 minutes to go as we have a chance to drive and take the lead, or at least tie. And Paul Green is running like a wild man at this point. He has gotten so many yards, tough physical yards, that they have to pay attention to him, and that's a big-time advantage for us. So now on the 1st and 10, play action, rolls it out to the right, finds Swain open on the right side as they had to fear his running game, so all the guys on defense collapsed in to bring Green down and just forgot about our man coming across, maintaining his route, getting wide open. So now 1st and 10, just over 3 minutes to go, and the remainder of this game trailing by 3. We run an option keeper. Paul Green's going to bounce off a man and be brought down for a loss of a yard. That one, we didn't have a whole lot of chance, to be honest with you, on that. So we do have 100 yards on the day with Paul Green, with our quarterback. All right. And that 2nd and 11 coming down to the closing minutes, that is what you need. As we fire it over to Swain, who's having a pretty big day himself with a 5-yard reception, as he has 58 yards on 5 receptions here in this evening. So 3rd and 6, just over 2 minutes to go here, and we're definitely in field goal range, but we have to be smart about this. So 3rd and 6, we send Hammond in motion, Green in the shotgun all by himself. He's going to drop it, fire it to Corey Lee. He's going to come down with it. Big time 1st down, getting us in a goal-to-go situation at about the 5-yard line. Corey Lee, 33 receiving yards on the day. None bigger than that one so far. Clock is still ticking, though. 1.5 minutes left in this game. Green, option keeper. He's got a hole. He's going to push through. Touchdown, Paul Green. Touchdown, Tennessee, as we will take the lead. 21-17. 1 minute and 15 seconds left. So let's see how this plays out for our defense. 1st and 10 for Missouri. They try to come back and take the lead again, and we're going to bring them down for a sack. Kyle Vincent had nowhere to throw it, and Rasheed Williams just busts through his man and pulls him down. Multiple sack game for him. You got to love to see that from your edge rushers. So 2nd and 15. Missouri gets the snap from the shotgun. They fire it off to the right side. They're going to find a man, but only for a gain of about 3 yards, and he stays in bounds. So Missouri will call a timeout. And now they get set for their 3rd and 12 play. 52 seconds left. Trailing by 4. Missouri. Vincent in the shotgun all by himself. We bring the pressure. We get him for the sack. Big time sack by our defense. Kyle Vincent had nowhere to go with it. And Missouri did use their 2nd timeout before this 4th down play. Vincent with the pass in the shotgun. He's going to be brought down again. Our defense just has swarmed him this final drive. He couldn't go anywhere. Of the 4 plays, we got 3 sacks on that one, and that will help us seal the deal today. Paul Green, 158 passing yards, ended up with just about 100 rushing yards and 2 total touchdowns on the evening. What a performance by that young man, as we did get a much-needed victory over another top 25 SEC team. Now, like I said, I would have preferred it have been bigger than that, but hey, they're number 17 in the country. You kind of have to give them their due. So what does that lead us to? Our next game against Auburn, but this time we are at home. All right, this is our house. This is our time, okay? We got past Missouri, had some good things happen to us in the end, but Auburn's going to be a horse of a different color, you know what I mean? So we do maintain our number 13 ranking, but if you look on the SEC West, Alabama at 1, A&M at 3, they just got so much power over there. It's, facing off against all these teams it's exhausting, and you cannot be surprised if you get caught. And that's what we're really doing. Auburn is having pretty much a down year, and so we are just trying to make sure that we do what we need to do and not get caught up in the moment and continue to try and build this offense. Our defense has been playing outstanding. Y'all saw what they did on that final drive for Missouri. They've been playing great all season. Anytime we've given up big points to like Alabama and Georgia, we had so many turnovers. So it's just one of those things. And speaking of our defense, they did hold Auburn to 0 points on their first drive as we will now take over. Paul Green bounces off a tackler, but Auburn was ready for it. Looks like they're going to be spying us right now after that one as we get brought down for no gain on our first offensive play. Well, not really first. It's on the first drive. So 2nd and 10. Paul Green in the shotgun. Hands it off to Hammond on the left side. He cuts it out. And he's going to find about 3 yards on that one. Probably could have cut it up maybe a little bit more and gotten a few more out of it. But that was about as best as we could do. So 3rd and 7 for us here against the Auburn Tigers 5 minutes ago in the first quarter. Game is still tied 0-0. Green gets the snap. He scans over the field. Finds Ross Lundy over the middle. Who's going to get forward for about 11 yards and a big-time first down for Tennessee. As we are pushing forward, finally starting to get some open passing lanes. We haven't had a whole lot of that all season, especially against some of these tougher teams. But we are finally starting to find some of them. See, Paul Green is 3 for 3 on the day, 23 yards, averaging just over 7 yards a pass. Now, on the very next play, we're going to run an option and we trip over our own guy, and Paul Green's going to fumble. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Leave it up to us to shoot ourselves in the foot after we trip ourselves. I mean, come on, guys. You've got to do better than that. Silly little turnovers like that are a killer. But wait, look at that. They're going to be reviewing this one. And he was down. That's an obvious. He was down, so they should give us possession of that one again. I still got to be way more careful with it than what that was. But they should give us that ball back. And you can't hear them because I turned down the commentary stuff. But play is reversed. We got the ball back. As we will now have 2nd and inches instead of a 1st and 10. Fine, whatever. As long as we got the ball, that's all I care about. Now Paul Green going to be in the shotgun once again, 4 wides. Scans over the field, rolls to his right, has a little bit of an opening, and will lower his shoulder and pick up 3 yards. Paul Green, man, he has been a physical quarterback for us all season, and tonight he's got 4 rushes for 16 yards in total. So the clock is still ticking, under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Green is going to be in the shotgun once again. Gets the snap and fires it over to Lundy on the right side on the little stop route as we pick up about 5 yards. So pretty decent gain for the first down. Brings up 2nd and medium, which if we don't get a first should lead us to 3rd and manageable. And that's just what you need. Maintain drives. Keep possession, keep the clock ticking, keep it out of the other team's hands. That's how you win ball games, ladies and gentlemen. For any of you aspiring coaches, just remember that, all right? And I say that as we have to roll out and throw it away. But maintain possession, keep it out of the other team's hands, you win ball games. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. So, all right, after that throwaway, we do have a 3rd and 5. Now, we are 2 for 3 on the evening, but we still need to be a little bit better. So 3rd and 5, Green in the shotgun, gets the snap, fires it over. Sean Thomas is going to come down with it. Oh, my goodness. I'm normally used to us dropping that one, but Thomas, beautiful hands, getting the 10-yard reception, bringing us all the way to about the 23-yard line and a brand new set of downs. So 1st and 10, Green in the shotgun, 2 running backs and 3 wide. Scans over the field, fires it to Smith. He's going to breaks it to the outside. Beautiful block by Hammond. Smith just unable to get away from his man, picks up 7 yards on that one, bringing up a 2nd and 3. So here we go. 2nd and 3 from the 17. We are now in the red zone. A full-blown red zone alert. Green from the shotgun, 4 wide. Looks like they're going to be bringing a little bit of a blitz as they creep their safety down. And here comes Auburn. We roll out to the right. There's no one there. Paul Green, we finally just throw it away. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we could cut that corner, but they were closing way too quick. And so we do just throw that one away. Brings up 3rd and 3. Live to fight another down, as they say. So 3rd and 3 here from the 17. Green. He's going to roll out to his left side and is not going to be able to get away, as we will be sacked for a loss of 2 yards, as that brings up 4th and 5, and we kick a field goal. So on our very next offensive drive, our defense did hold them to 0 points. On the very next drive, now in the 2nd quarter, Green with a little bit of play action, drifts to his left side, tries to fire it back to his right. And I don't know where we were throwing it on that one, because we only had one guy in the area, and he was heavily covered. So thankfully, Green is kind of inaccurate, and we didn't get close to him. So 2nd and 10 now. Green is going to hand it off to Hammond up the middle. Big time hole as Hammond picks up about 7 yards, bringing up a 3rd and 3. He's only rushed the ball 4 times today for 14 yards in total. That's one thing that I think I've noticed in some of these closer games is we change how we play a little too much. We need to stick with this running game. That should be our bread and butter. 3rd and 3, Green from the shotgun. He's going to find Sean Thomas over the middle. He got wide open in that zone, and he's going to pick up 18 yards as he now has 28 receiving yards on the day. Just found himself the perfect space. Green delivers. Thomas down the field. Gots to love it. So now 1st and 10 coming at about the 16-yard line. Green's going to be in the shotgun once again, 4 wide. Hands it off to Hammond on the right side. He gets away from, bounces off another tackler, and is brought down after a gain of 9 yards. Hammond would not be denied on that one as they chased him down, and he just pushed him off him like he was nothing but a speck of dust. As that brings up, after the 9-yard gain, a 2nd and 1 from about the 6-7-yard line. Green in the shotgun. Once again, 4 wide. Scans over the field. Rolls out to the right side. No one really goes with him. Green fires it back. Ross Lundy for the touchdown, Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. We got close to that line of scrimmage, and he fires it across his body. A frozen rope between 2 defenders, and Ross Lundy comes down with it in the end zone, as we will now extend our lead, actually, 10-0. Beautiful play. Great decision-making. You gots to love it when you see that happen. So we're going to jump ahead to the start of the 3rd quarter. We do lead 10-0 still, as we are trying to seal this deal and start breaking away and dominate a team all the way through. Brandon Hammond, big-time rush, getting them 10 yards on that, bringing up a 2nd and inches. He has done some amazing things for us this season and is continuing to do it here in this ball game. Now Paul Green from the shotgun formation, 3 wide with 1 tight end, and Hammond offset to his right side. He's going to find Corey Lee wide open, but Lee's going to fumble. And, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Thankfully, Ross Lundy was there to make the tackle. But Corey Lee chokes and turns the ball over and leads to an Auburn Tiger field goal. So how are we going to bounce back is what you're asking yourself. I know. And on the very next offensive drive for Tennessee, Brandon Hammond busts his way up the middle for 21 yards as he has 10 rushes for 61 yards on the day. And look at that hole opened up by the lineman. There wasn't a man around to even whiff his fart within 5 yards, I tell you what. So here we are about a minute and a half in the 3rd quarter. In the shotgun, Green doing a little bit of option keeper, cuts it back inside, tries to cut it to the outside, but picks up 10 yards still on that one as he is brought down, as he has 10 rushes for 82 yards. And this offense is becoming a big-time rushing machine. And that's really what I wanted to see happen this season, is really establish this run game as a dominant force. And on the 2nd and inches, we do hand it off to Hammond, who is going to get the 1 yard we needed, even though inches is all that was required for the 1st down. So we do have the yardage, and now we have the downs from about the 12-yard line, bringing up a 1st and 10. Green in the shotgun, 2 running backs. Since Hammond in motion, Anthony Gray up the middle, cuts it back to the right side, and Anthony Gray is going to be brought down after a gain of about 8 yards, all the way to the 5-yard line. Trying to put 2 scores between us and them. We're going to let this clock tick out. We're going to take it into the fourth quarter. The score is 10-3, but I guarantee you this game is not as close as the scoreboard is leading you. I promise you that, ladies and gentlemen. So, start of the fourth quarter, we are about 4 yards away from pay dirt, 2 yards away from first down. Green's going to go in the shotgun 4 wide, hand it to Hammond up the middle. No one's going to be there to touch him, and Hammond 4 yards to the end zone as we will extend our lead 17-3 now. It was on the first play of the fourth quarter. So now we do stop Auburn, and on our very next drive, we take our sweet little time as we catch up with us with a 2nd and 11 here at about the 27, 28-yard line. And we're going to hand it off to Hammond, who's not going to get any yards available there. He has had a very decent evening rushing the ball. So 3rd and 12 now. Coming at about the 27-yard line. Green in the shotgun. Auburn brings a blitz. Green's going to roll to his right, toss it up. Shane Swain comes down with it. Big time play for 12 yards and a first down. Did not see that one coming. Could have sworn that was going to be an interception, but Shane said, "Not today, sir. I got you covered." As he makes a big time reception as we now have 1st and 10. Now Green with the shotgun fires it over to Darrell Smith, who's going to get brought down after about a gain of 6 yards there, as we are now within right at the 10-yard line. All right, so we are in the red zone, and we are 30 feet away from extending this lead. There's only 2.5 minutes to go in the game, so this could be the final nail in the coffin. Now Green's going to drop back. He fires it over to Smith, who's going to just not be able to come down with it. That was a risky pass, and great play by Auburn, but was hoping Darrell could come down and make that catch. So 2.5 minutes to go, 3rd and 4. Green in the shotgun. Once again, scans over the field, rolls to his right, fires it to Corey Lee, who is going to drop that one. Granted, that was a tough catch. This wasn't meant to be. Now, we did miss the field goal, and we got a turnover from Auburn, thankfully. So that all transpired very rapidly. As you see, we still have just under 2 minutes to go in this ball game. Hammond with a run basically locks this one in. Auburn is starting to use their timeouts. They only have 2 timeouts left, trailing by 2 scores, 1 minute and 50 seconds. So now Green from the shotgun runs the option keeper. He's going to kick it out left. He's got space. 10-5, touchdown Paul Green. What a play on that one. Talk about driving the nail in. Paul Green cuts it to the outside, and a beautiful block by our receivers. Downfield opens it up for us, and Paul Green takes it to the house as we have got this one sealed on a 20-point victory thanks to the missed extra point. As we will take 23-3 at home, as this is what I would consider a bounce back for sure. Paul Green, player of the game, 200-some passing yards, over 100 rushing yards, and that final touchdown to give us this ball game. And so that does remind me as we get moving on to the next episode, which we will finish up the regular season. If you have not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And if you did like today's video, hit the thumbs up button, as it really does help us out, and we definitely appreciate everything that y'all do for us. So like I said, we are going to go ahead and advance on up to the final 2 games of the season. That will be in the next episode, everybody. So thank y'all for joining me today. It was an absolute fun pleasure, and I will see y'all in the next one. So as always, everybody, stay safe, and well, you know how it goes. Later, y'all.